Hey, everybody. Welcome to Pink Shade. It's Mugshot Monday. I got my girl Keisha here. And if you're watching on video, guess who else is here? Look, it's
Violet.
Violet. Ah, Violet's here. Violet, did you say hello? Nope.
No, thank you. No pictures, please. No pictures.
No pictures. I came in here, got comfy, got Ginger in my lap so that when you came on, you could see Ginger. And then Violet came and started pawing at me because she was mad because she didn't get the attention.
It's so funny.
Then they both realized they couldn't jump on this bed because there's no rug in here for some reason. It's all hardwood.
Oh,
And they're
so
just like, they're like scrambling. So yeah, I had to pick up Violet, who, she's supposed to be 25 pounds, but I'm having a sneaking feeling she might be a bit more.
She might be 25 and a half.
She might have
25 and a half.
Yeah. So put her on the bed, put Ginger on the bed. And then the minute I rolled this office chair around, Ginger said, nope. I'm scared of that. I'm scared of everything.
Fuck you, fuck your podcast, and fuck that chair most of all.
That's right. That chair is going to get me.
I gotta bounce. She's like, I gotta bounce. Can't do it.
You guys, it happened. Keisha and I met in person. We met in person. Hopefully you saw the pictures. You subscribed to my Instagram and Keisha's Instagram. You got to see the pictures. And of our group that was there, us two were the only ones that made it onto Us Weekly's Instagram. They were doing like they're doing like live pictures or whatever, like a story. Yeah. We were.
Sure
we were with Tim.
Yep, we did.
That was fun.
I was like, oh, look at us. Look at us. Look at us.
And then Tim reposted it. And then, of course, we reposted it.
Yep. We're all about the look. We'll take any attention. Okay.
Any attention, even negative attention.
Yes.
And then, so Keisha and I met in person. So this weekend, Amy and I did a recap on our on the $5 level of Patreon, Supercast, whatever. So you guys can go and listen. Keisha's not going to listen. She doesn't need to because she was there.
Producer James listened to it for me.
He did. Did he say it was accurate?
Yeah, from what he wasn't at the party.
That's
so
right.
He doesn't know. But he was like, "Oh yeah, it was a good show. It's cute." He's like, "I kept listening for your name." I'm like, thanks.
That's all he does.
Fan.
It would be scary if you weren't married to him. It would be stalker behavior. Yeah.
Oh God, yes. I would need a bodyguard and like I would not be able to have any social media or anything because he would stalk me.
Keisha, we should start looking at James's social media posts through the lens of if he didn't know you.
Oh,
it'd be FBI level. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be pretty. Producer Dave loves him some Keisha. I will say that. He loves my daughter draws. He's a little slightly obsessed. Love not
is
slightly.
Yeah. No. Love is one thing. This is pure obsession. And that's good because that's why you married him.
He's fascinated. Look, once upon a time, you may not believe it. He told me, I hope you fucking die. So we've been through some things, okay? That was way back. We've come a long way since then.
Wow. No, I wouldn't believe that.
Well, it's true.
You guys, I had dinner with Keisha and James on Tuesday night in New York before we all left on Wednesday, and we had a great time. I did a full-on Barbara Walters interview with Keisha and James, so there's nothing I don't know about them now. I know everything about their relationship, past, future,
our family
current
dynamics.
Oh yeah,
all the good stuff. Yeah. And it was funny because I was
so many questions. So many questions about what's happening in your house.
Yeah. So we talk so much. I was like, I guess she really didn't know like all the exacts, you know what I mean? But so yeah, we got to break it on down.
Yeah, it was great. You guys, I could write a book now. This is why Keisha needs a reality show, guys. It's fascinating what's going on over there.
It's a lot. To me, it doesn't seem like a lot, but when I describe it to other people, they're like, "Say what now?"
And I kept going, and then what? And then she does what? And then she goes where?
Yep.
And who's the parent of that child? Huh?
Yes. And we didn't even get into the friendship groups. That's a whole other thing right there. Now that's buck wild. That part. Yeah. We'll need 24 hours.
Keisha needs a reality show ASAP. ASAP.
Come on, people.
Okay, but all right. So that is that. And but we have programming announcements. Okay. So I'm going to make a little timestamp here so people will know to listen to this programming announcement. So as you guys know, this is the last episode of Love After Lockup, is the finale. So next week, Keisha and I here in this spot on Monday are going to cover Sherry Papini, Caught in a Lie. So there was already a documentary about Sherry Papini, and her ex-husband was on there, like explaining how she disappeared and when she, came back from being kidnapped and all that. And you do know this story, Keisha, or you don't?
Yes, I do.
Okay, you do. Okay, I figured you did. And then now there's a like a counterpoint ID channel documentary where Sherry's going to be telling her side of the story, which seems like a big bag of bullshit to me. Which will make it fascinating. And it's 2 nights, so it's next it's this coming Monday, so today when this is coming out May 26th. It's May 26th and May 27th. So if you can't catch it on ID Monday and Tuesday this week, you can stream it on Max, but it's on the ID channel Monday and Tuesday, today and tomorrow, 9 to 11 on ID channel. And if you aren't able to watch it, you can stream it on Max. Probably ID channel also will have it somewhere. But anyway, so that's what's going to be here next week. Get caught up. It's 4 hours of programming we're going to be watching for you guys. Just so you know, it's 9 to 11.
Yes.
But if you record it, you can just fast forward the commercials, like I like to do.
Of course.
So then that's next week. Okay. So because we don't have anything, we don't have Love After Lockup until August. August what? Unclear. They haven't told us, probably won't. So.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I was about to lie and say August 8th, and I have no idea where I got that from. The 8th is probably not even a Friday. I was just lying to myself, and I was about to lie to you guys.
Really?
Where did I get 8 from?
I don't know. I'm looking at my calendar. Is it a Friday? I don't know, because maybe you heard something. I've written August 8th is a Friday.
Okay, maybe I wasn't lying.
Maybe you heard that.
August 8th popped it. I'm like, it just popped in my head. Like, I thought it was August 8th.
Really? Okay.
Don't.
If it is fine, it doesn't matter, because we have, this is a drum roll situation. On Mondays, starting not next Monday, that's Sherry Papini, the Monday after that, we're going to be covering a TLC show called The Virgins.
I'm one.
That's interesting since you have a kid. But okay, so let me roll that back, what I just said. Okay, next week, Sherry Papini. The week after that, Monday and Tuesdays are going to flip. So instead of having Love After Lockup Monday, Mugshot Monday, and TLC Tuesday, Monday will be 90 Day Fiance with Kimberly. Okay, Sunday 90 Day Fiance airs. Monday your recap will come out. Tuesday, Keisha and I will be covering the show The Virgins, because the show The Virgins on TLC comes on Monday nights. So we obviously can't put out the recap before it comes out, because TLC would never allow me to have a recap a screener again. So we can't ruin everything. So in 2 weeks it will flip. But listen, let me tell you the best way to find all this out. Subscribe to the newsletter. You can click the link below. There is no charge for it. We do not sell the list. It is just comes to your inbox once a week, tells you what's on the podcast. And Inger tries to make it funny, and then she puts hey, here's summer merch and whatever. But anyway,
I read it every single Monday.
Do you really?
Every single Monday I read it.
Do you look? You're like, where am I? What am I doing?
No, I'm like, oh, that's what's going on. Oh, okay. Oh,
okay. Yeah. Yeah. So that comes out on Mondays, the newsletter. So subscribe, and then you can find out. And also, if you look at the Instagram, it will be there. And usually when I post the grid of what's going on the week on Instagram, Keisha will usually repost it. Amy will repost it. Kimberly will repost it, date with Dateline. So there's lots of ways to find out. So don't be surprised in 2 weeks when on Monday you're getting 90 Day Fiance, and Tuesday you're getting Keisha and I. Keisha and I has not been kicked off. She will just be on Tuesdays talking Virgins. I'm very excited about this show. At first I was like, oh my God, what is this bullshit? But then I started looking at the promos. And I was like,
funny.
Okay, it looks kind of funny.
I think it looks kind of funny and very interesting.
I'm interested. And we have to, we're going to have empathy, and we're going to be nice. all the things. We are.
Oh,
We are.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah. We're always nice.
Well, okay.
Ish.
God, I gotta tell you, in the last few days, I don't know what's gotten into me, but I've had to clap back at a few people on Instagram. Now, what I should do is just delete their comment, but I was,
Well,
so I had to
what
clap
was
back.
it? What post was it on? So I can go
Well,
look.
well, there was a post of Kimberly and I where we, I can't remember what it was. That episode with Kimberly last week. I can't explain to you why it was so funny. It was just one of those days where we were on fire and so
Okay.
funny. We were both in a great mood, I guess.
Okay.
And so there were so many like funny things. I can't even remember what the clip was that we pulled. Oh, I think it was Sarper and that guy Dan at that fake castle. And
Okay.
they're standing out there and Sarper's going, I am bad boy. You're not the only bad boy. And Dan's going, I am the bad boy in the group. And we said it's like these two guys. Sarper is in like a polyester American flag t-shirt that he got from the airport. And this guy, Dan,
Okay.
is in this like fake castle. He's French and he's Vivi. And he's like, you think
Okay.
that you're a bad boy? I am bad boy. And it is so stupid. And
Okay.
Kimberly said, I felt like at any minute, one of them was going to pull out a glove from their pocket and slap the other one across the face. And then I said, well, I felt one of them at any moment was going to get out of the mirror and go, hold on, let me check my makeup. Anyway, on that one, someone commented underneath, started off nicely. Love the show. Thank you, girl.
Okay.
And then it was, why do you give Joan and Mina? So these are two Black women that are on the show, Joan and Mina. Joan's from Uganda. Mina is from Paris. And they're both with these white dudes. And Joan is with the guy in New Jersey who literally like won't get a job and lives with his mom.
Okay.
So Joan's a hero. She literally like directed a nonprofit in Uganda. She's a badass. And now she has got to come and live with this guy's mom and like beg him to get a job. And he says, so she wrote and was like, why do you, Joan has done some terrible things. I was like, what has she done that's terrible? She has put her foot down with him. Like, if you don't get a job and we don't get an apartment in the next 6 months, like I'm going back to Uganda. Like, this is not what I expected, which is what she should do. Right.
Yeah.
She's literally done nothing wrong. And then the mom has been awful to her. And then Mina is just sort of this snarky Parisian woman with this guy that's like 30 years older than her. And she's like,
is she the one who has a baby and then wants to have another baby? And like the guy's daughter hates her guts?
Yeah. So he's 58.
Yeah, I don't like that lady either. I don't like that lady.
You don't like Mina?
I've only seen like 2 episodes with her and I was not impressed with her.
Well, listen, she also was sold a bill of goods that, she got here and she has to live she has to literally live on an airport runway in New Hampshire.
Oh.
Because he flies airplanes. So his dream is always to live on a runway.
Oh, no.
She's like, I'm used to Paris. Can we move to Boston? Like, she wants to move to a bigger city.
I'll compromise with you. I'll do Boston.
Yeah. But, the whole thing is she has this son, Clayton, who something happened with the visa process. So she was able to come and we went. So she's like, we're not getting married until my son is here. So then he's been talking to her about the prenup, which is what Jordan didn't like, the daughter.
Okay.
Jordan wanted to make sure he had the prenup and all this. And was like, literally was like, you're not allowed to have another baby. And she's like, it's my body. I don't know why you're telling me I can't have another baby. So that's been the whole thing. The family hasn't been that nice to her. So, but, she said to him, I won't sign this prenup unless you put in there that you're like adopting my son. And he was like, I was going to do that anyway. I tell people I have 4 kids, your 2 and my 2. So she's turned out to be fine. She came off a little like bitchy about his house and stuff, but also she didn't think she's going to be living on a runway in New Hampshire.
No,
the point of the post was the person said, why do you guys like them so much? Why do you have like white guilt? And then ended the statement with Democrats.
Ooh, so nasty, so rude.
Ooh. So I wrote back and said, first of all, thanks for listening. Second of all, what does political party have to do with us having empathy for Mina and Joan, who are with these terrible guys?
Yeah.
It has nothing to do. What?
White
Uh,
guilt. That's pretty funny.
white guilt.
That is gonna be the
That's it.
term. I'm
Yeah.
gonna use that all day today.
I think that you should just walk around your house going, James has white guilt.
I will.
Uh,
I
so,
will.
so that, and then Kimberly wrote back something else that was way more harsh that I won't repeat.
Okay.
So there was that, and then I had another person write me that said that it really actually regards to this show, so we could discuss this. So I think
Okay.
I had a note to talk about it. Okay, so when at Joey's house when Michael was there and the dad was doing
Mhm.
that prayer,
Yeah.
and he said like I don't know what he said. He said forge on
Something
to
about the motel.
well, he said the lockup motel all the time.
Yes. Uh-huh.
But he said some other phrases in there that sounded kind of funny. Okay.
Okay.
We didn't know what they were. Apparently,
Okay.
they are AA phrases, forged through the something life of something. Okay. I
Okay.
obviously don't know
I
because I'm
don't
saying I don't
know.
know. I don't know either.
Yeah.
Trudge the happy
Okay.
road of something.
Okay.
And so we were like, we don't know what that means. But anyway, this person, wanted to let me know that was an AA phrase and that I really
Okay.
should not be talking about this stuff at all because it's cringy because I don't know what I'm talking about. Um, and what I said was, and this is true, I've never been to an AA meeting
Mhm.
because I'm not in AA.
Yeah.
I've
Uh-huh.
been to 2 Al-Anon meetings. It wasn't for me. The people there were very cliquish and knew each other, and they weren't very welcoming. That has not been everybody else in the world's experience with Al-Anon that I know. Everybody else in
Right.
Al-Anon has had wonderful experiences. Just the place I went wasn't great. So I did a lot of
Mhm.
online stuff. I read a lot of books. My experience that I speak from is from living with an addict for many years and now living with an addict in recovery for the last 11.
Mhm.
Um, he's been to AA quite a bit. My husband is not in AA and that he doesn't have a
Right.
meeting and he doesn't go. He does other things. He does therapy and goes to the gym
Mhm.
and reads books and all these things.
Mhm.
Everybody's sobriety journey is different.
It's different. Yeah.
Some people never go to AA. So I've never claimed to be a AA expert at all. I only know a little bit about it from my sister and her husband are very involved in AA. My sister's very involved in Al-Anon. So, just in case anybody's confused, I've never claimed to be any kind of AA. And I wrote this
Mm-mm.
person and I said, I am speaking from my
Yeah.
experience. I did
Yeah.
not know Joey's dad's phrase of trudge the happy road to whatever, and I'm sure I'm saying it wrong, and I'm sorry. I didn't know that phrase because I've never
How would
read
we know? Unless
how
he like actually told us like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this,
So anyway, she told me it was cringy when I pretended like I
Oh,
knew. And I would like
okay.
to say, if you've cringed with that, I am sorry. I do not know anything about AA. I only know about addiction from my lived experience
Right.
and the books
Gotcha.
that I've read
Okay.
about the person that lives in my house with me, my husband. So there you go. There you have it.
That's experience enough for me.
Yeah. So anyway, I said if you got any impression that we didn't love Joey's family,
Oh,
we
that's totally
we
wrong. We
fucking love
do.
that family.
Yes, we
I
do.
I love that dad. I want him to
Yeah.
just drive with me in the car and give me pep talks. That's all I
Right.
want.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love that guy.
Yeah.
He could have a spinoff, that dad, because he's
The family could.
so positive and
Yeah.
so
They're happy people.
inspiring. And and Joey makes a point on this episode, like, I have a great support system. I have a great family,
Hmm.
and Michael could have had that too.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
I think he's got to get on some kind of sober recovery
Dating app or
dating
something
app.
like that. Yeah.
Somebody would
I
love to be
agree.
in that positive family.
And Joey is a pretty good catch, you
I
know?
think he is too. He's got a good job.
Hmm.
He's muscular. No,
Yeah.
he does still live in his parents' house, but that's okay.
I think that's where he needs to be right now.
Yeah. Well, right now, yeah. Oh, his
Yeah.
sweet family. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Programming announcements, clapbacks. I don't know. I'm not very good at a clapback. So I'm like, I'm so sorry. Okay. So unless you just fully call me a pedophile, like that time that one person did in an Apple review, and I had to get that taken down because I was like, now that's where I draw the line.
That was a bit much. Okay.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
didn't know about that one. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Wow.
It's because I was discussing the book my son was reading in high school called The Kite Runner. And
I do remember you talking about that book.
mhm. And there is child sexual abuse in the book. And so it kind of opened up a lot of conversations, with how sometimes adults will prey on. I mean, my son, I guess, was 16, 17. It was 11th or 12th grade. He was reading it, and I was reading it with him because I'd never read it. And so I was reading it with him, as I do sometimes when he reads books. So then when he has to write a paper, I can say, what about this idea? Spring from there. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Got another comment that I coddle my child too much. But you know what? Look, we could go on all day. We could go on all day with all the things I'm doing wrong.
It's just what we do. We never claim not to be. We never claim to be perfect, because clearly we are not.
Or experts.
Nope. Experts at talking shit.
Yeah. Okay, that just reminded me, talking about your funny family, how we need to get back in contact with our girl Jasmine that we met at the party, because I think Jasmine's. She's got to be your entree into a reality show. Yeah.
From your lips to God's ears.
That's right. All right. Just listen. I just want to be paid in Amazon gift cards. That's all I need.
I got you. We're gonna still eat. We're still gonna do the podcast. That's gonna be part of the reality show. Duh.
Oh my God, I'm so excited, you guys. I've always wanted to be friend of. Always.
I've heard they get paid very well.
You just jump in and jump out. You don't have to be messy. All right. All right, guys, we're doing it. Love, if you've listened this long, you deserve this recap, okay?
You do.
Love After Lockup, season 6, episode 10, Old Flames and New Fires. All right.
Yes. Okay.
Alexis and Julius. So we're at Alexis' apartment, and Keisha, why with the bonnet on the head like that? And she's committed. She's adjusting it. She's fixing it. If her hair looks like fucked up in the front, why not just put on like a big headband?
I saw someone on the Reddit say that they wear theirs like that as well, because sometimes when you put it all in the bonnet, it like knots up or something like that.
Tangles or something. Yeah.
Yeah. That has never been my experience, but to each their own. I just put all the shit in the bonnet. But that's just me.
If you're being filmed, you could just take it
not
off.
Wear a bonnet at all.
Just put a headband on.
The shit looks bad in the front regardless. Like, she needs to get it done. It's thinning, whatever.
Yeah. That's probably one of those big wide headbands. Yeah.
I personally would not have worn a bonnet. But that's
and she's committed to it because she keeps adjusting it. I'm like, nobody can take you seriously having this argument
with the side a little bit.
This pink thing, like a beret flopping on your head.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, I just had to get that out of the way because it's just, I was like, this is a serious conversation they're having. She's got this thing flopping around on top of her head.
Well, I couldn't get past the bacon that was burnt and undercooked. Like, how do you pick a side? Either we gonna burn it, or it's going to be damn near raw. But it cannot be both. I've never seen, how do you even do that? Like, how do you get a strip of bacon and burn half of it and then leave half of it raw, but the outside is burnt? That was talent, I think.
I think that she turned the skillet on too high. And then she did that, and one piece burned, and then she was trying to get the rest of it to cook. That's what I think. You can't turn the skillet on too high with the bacon.
I feel like that would have been. Are there any link sausages available for me to eat? Because I'm not sure if I'm gonna get E. coli or heartburn
or cancer from this
burnt and uncooked bacon. Like,
oh my God,
yeah.
So I will tell you my exact note here. It says, we're at Alexis' apartment. She's wearing the bonnet on her head again, girl. That's my note. And then I said, she says he didn't come home last night, and she burns the bacon. She burned the bacon.
She also burned her bacon. She should have burned his bacon or given him raw bacon and made good bacon for herself.
Because she put his plate in the microwave so he could heat it up when he got there, which, by the way, I would have been like, you can fuck all the way off.
Yeah. And that's when I stopped feeling sorry for her. Moments like that. Why would you make him a plate?
Why? And he expected it, by the way, too. So she's like, yeah, I really need to start standing up for myself. The talking head, he's like,
let me make him breakfast first.
But I'm making breakfast. I'll give him the good bacon. I'll eat the E. coli bacon.
Yeah.
So the talking head, he says, Alexis, she definitely overreacted. She overreacted. So he comes in and he goes, "Oh yeah, it smells good." He has a bottle of tequila. He just sets on the counter, and he says, "That smells good. Where the food at?" You better picked up some Panera on the way over here. I don't know what you're thinking. Excuse
None
me?
of the food is here for you. I would have fed every fucking bird at that apartment complex that breakfast before I would have given him some. Even though the birds probably would have turned down the burnt uncooked bacon, but the eggs, yeah.
Crazy. And she goes, "Oh, well, I didn't even know you were coming home. Where were you last night?" And he goes, "Oh, I was at my buddy's house," whatever that buddy's name is. And she goes, "You can't even like let me know where you are. You're not coming home." He goes, "Yeah, I'm home." Now, meanwhile, he got a plate of food out of the microwave. So she did make him a plate of food. He walks in, "Where my food at?" If somebody says, "Where my food at?" I'd be like, between the A and the T, learn how to speak. And also in the trash can, you motherfucker.
Yeah, I was in disbelief, and I'm like, we root for this girl so hard.
I know.
And then she does things like, I'm not even making my husband breakfast in the morning.
Well, you know, I'm always late because the people in here demanding food, and I'm like, does nobody know how to work the kitchen? I'm trying to work.
No, not the bed princess. Like, nope. I'm not doing that. I will do dinner, but I am not cooking first thing in the morning. Everybody knows that. Bring me breakfast tacos. They know. Yes.
Breakfast taco. So she says, so then he goes, "Look, listen, you need to realize this is my career, and this is the path I'm taking, and there will be females at the studio." And she goes, "Why can't you just communicate to me where you were? And why can't you communicate that there would be girls there?" And he goes, "Yeah, my bad." So she goes, "Well, I have something to show you." So she shows him 2 pregnancy tests, and she goes, "I'm pregnant. I mean, we're pregnant." And he just sits there. First of all, he never eats that food because he could tell that bacon was sus. And he goes,
"This bitch trying to kill me." Because I stayed out all last night.
He goes, "Damn, that's crazy. You sure? You know, sometimes these tests don't be right." And she goes,
How
"Yeah."
would he know?
Yeah.
Because he's taking so many pregnancy tests himself.
He went to prison when he's 19. And she goes, "Yeah, it's right. I'm nauseous. I've been sick. You know, my boobs hurt." And he's like, "Huh, that's some crazy shit. I mean, I don't know what to say. I mean, it is what it is, I guess." Wow. We good. That's the reaction you want. That's the reaction you want. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, they were the ones doing it without any protection.
That's what she said. Yeah. But I don't think he realizes that. I don't think he realizes that's how babies are made.
But I feel like she wanted a baby.
She definitely did not want a baby because she definitely was out there doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So he goes, "So you got a lot going on. You gonna be able to handle that?" And she says, "Yeah. I mean, what are we gonna do? It's here now. What are you saying? What do you want me to do?" And he just goes, "Don't be saying shit I didn't say." And I was like, "Oh my God. So
we know what he's thinking.
Of course we know what he's thinking.
But at this very moment, he was kind of smart and not actually saying it because he's being filmed. He had one smart moment throughout the whole season, and this was it.
Now, this phrase that he utters here by this dummy sums up the entire series, all seasons. Love, life, love during, everything we've ever seen of this show for the past however many years. This phrase right here by this dummy sums it up. And it is the following: "We've only been serious for a certain amount of time, and I just got out of prison."
Yeah.
Sums up the whole entire. Yeah.
We talked about Julius, but I feel like Julius, we say he's 19 because he went into prison at 19, right? But I feel like Julius was that kid that never really passed a grade academically. They just passed a grade because they did the grade twice. And they said, okay, he's aged out. Just push him along. That's how he comes off to me.
Oh, that's sad, Keisha.
Well, he just comes off that way to me.
I know, but that makes me sad because he had that what did Chris and Wah call drunk? They called her drunk mommy. They said, "We met drunk mommy."
And the bad bra with the bad.
I know.
Bad
Bless her.
bra.
Bless her.
Yeah.
So he had
Call
a
Molly
rough,
Hopkins, please.
please. He had a rough
Yes.
upbringing, and that could be true. He was just sort of.
Yeah, I think he was one of those that fell through the cracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. You constantly see him, his brain trying to keep up with the conversation.
He's also
High.
blacked out, stoned, drunk, something. Yeah.
Yeah, all the time.
So he goes, I hadn't even been out a whole month. I'm not really trying to have no kids right now. Yeah, that's unusual because everybody else on the show is literally trying to get somebody pregnant within 14 minutes of being out. So
is you ovulating?
Is you ovulating?
You ovulating?
So she gets up from the table and she goes, I'm just pissed off. And she takes her bonnet and goes into the closet and cries. Now, when she's crying in the closet, I did notice that she had her jean shorts hung up on hangers. Do you have thoughts about that?
Hanging up your jean shorts?
Mm-hmm.
What the hell else are you supposed to do with them?
Fold them and put them on a shelf or put them in a drawer.
I'm not folding shit, Mary Payne.
But it's harder to hang things up than just.
Yeah, it is not easy to. Yeah, but I'm not folding nothing. The only thing that I fold are pajamas. That is it.
Well, that's weird because I just jam mine in the drawer because you're just going to pull them out. They're going to be wrinkly anyway.
That is the only thing that I fold are pajamas.
I mean, I fold them, but I don't fold them perfectly. I just kind of fold them.
Oh, no, they're not folded perfectly. It's like, you can't get and just throw them in there.
Now, we know producer James has OCD. Does he fold everything perfectly?
Yeah, he has like those folding, like at the gap.
Yeah, yes.
He folds, like his socks are perfectly folded. His underwear are folded.
I love that.
Yeah, it literally looks like, some rich lady had like an assistant fold and hang up all their things on one side, and a garbage pail kid lives on the other. That's our closet, okay?
Does it give him anxiety when he walks in, or he just only looks to the left?
He is so used to it now, but it took him a while to just get used to how I am, and like I'm not going to change. He used to do it all for me.
Oh, nice.
But he stopped doing that about 2 years ago.
Oh, damn it.
He's like, this bitch don't appreciate this shit.
I would do anything to have all my stuff like that, like folded nicely, because every so often I'll get like the house organizer will come. And one time we did my closet, and when she left, I was like, oh, look at this. It doesn't look, it took me a couple of months to really mess it up. But
it would be instant.
No, I tried to keep it up. So, all right. So she's got her jean shorts hung up, and that bothered me. So he goes to check on her and he says he's sorry for his reaction. He hugs her and he goes, I was surprised. I'm caught off guard, but I'm happy. And he goes, and I wouldn't want to have a baby with nobody else. Well, then you better be wrapping it up for the other people that you're banging, because you are going to have a baby with somebody else if you don't.
Oh, no doubt.
No doubt. So the talking head, she says, I grew up as a single mom. And I only met my dad, one time when I was 13, and I only saw him a few times after that. And when Julius was locked up, he talked about how he wanted to have kids and he wanted to have a son who would go to college and not get involved in the street life. Now that makes me think he does think things through a little more than we're giving him credit for, that he wanted to have a son who go to college, not being like do better than him. So that made me think at least Julius is thinking just a little.
I think he heard someone on the phone next to him say that. And he just repeated it, because there's no way he thought that in his head with the working brain cells that he has. I don't believe it.
I know. I don't. I love when you just completely slam me to the ground and prove that I'm wrong. Because I'm wrong. I'm totally wrong. Yeah. So she says, all right, now that I'm pregnant, we have to get our shit together. And you really need to look at taking that job and getting your license. Is what
your car?
What license is he trying to get a CDL, or does she mean he literally has no driver's license and he's driving around in your car?
I'm gonna go with he doesn't have a driver's license.
Wow. Right when I wrote that down, I go, what license? What kind of license? License for what?
If it were for truck driving, she would have said your CDL or your truck driver's license.
He could have gone into prison and his license could have expired when he turned 21. I think you have to get a new one when you're 16 and a new one when you're 21.
Yeah.
Wow. He's just driving around with a 19-year-old driver's license.
He's
like, look
driving
at
dirty.
me. And in his picture, he didn't have any face tattoos. He looks like he's 12.
Totally. Like, so a cop could literally say, "This is not
you.
Is this you?"
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Yeah.
Crazy. So this man says to her, I don't need a fucking job. What the fuck you talking about? You pick some hours up.
The way I threw the remote when he said that, and I knew he was going to say it because I already seen like a couple of clips of it. But in that moment, I am like, this motherfucker here is throwed all the way. When you have a career, whether it is a rap career or any other career, you bring home a check. Okay? You're bringing in money. He's not doing that. He is totally relying on other people to even eat burnt and raw bacon. Like, correct. Yep. He couldn't even, he has no kitchen to even fuck up bacon in, you know?
And she goes, what? I already work full time. What do you mean? So we know she works full time and has some sort of part-time job and goes to school. Because I think we think she's trying to get her RN. So he says, he continues, I don't need no fucking job. If I wanted to really go get some money, I can go get some real money right now. With his teeth. He says, I ain't about to be no delivery boy. That's not me.
Wait, I heard someone say, I hate listening to him talk with his super glued on teeth.
It's just he has that and I don't know if that's the way he talks or
I think he has trained himself to talk that way.
I don't think he talks with that, sheesh like that. I think he's trained himself to talk that way.
I think so too.
And he has that underbite. So he says, that's not me. And she says, you need a job. I can't work full time and support another human. And he goes, I just got out of prison. What you mean? You don't support me at all. And she goes, I didn't support you in prison. And he goes, what are you giving me now?
Huh?
And she goes, a roof over your head, a place to live. And he says, I don't have to live here. I got places I can be. You don't support me. I sleep here and fuck you. Like, what you talking about?
And that's just it. That's how so many of these guys think. Like, my job is to fuck you, make you feel happy, and I don't have to do anything else. That is my job. You should be glad that I'm even here doing these things. That's almost saying, to me, that almost says, you should be glad your ugly ass has a good looking guy like me to fuck you. Not saying that she's ugly, but that is like, when I hear that, that is basically what you're saying. Like, you're being so demeaning to this woman.
Yes.
Like, you're lucky I'm here to do that for you.
That's 100% what he's saying. Like, look at me and look at you, which, by the way, with that bonnet, she wasn't doing herself any favors, but in her little talking head confessionals, she's so cute.
Like, you can't get past her bonnet. I couldn't get past that denim skirt she had on.
Oh, well, all right.
This is bad.
Well, maybe that's what I saw hanging up in the closet, but it looked like shorts.
It might have been a skirt.
So she says, I bought you clothes boxes and food boxes when you were in prison. He goes, I'm not saying you ain't did shit to me. You put money on my books, and that's why you're in the position you're in right now.
Huh?
He's saying, if you wouldn't have given me money when I was in prison, then you wouldn't be broke right now.
With you. And so someone on the Reddit said their boyfriend was in prison with him.
What? I got to get on Reddit more often. I'm so scared of it.
Reddit is a safe place.
No, sometimes people, I had a whole,
I don't stay a lot on there.
I had a whole Olivia Plath post on there. Yeah, and then people started, people started repeating what I said on Patreon and stuff. And I don't like that.
Oh, okay. I never post on there. I just will say things on, like, I've never done an actual post myself.
I just posted in the Plathville one that I had done an interview with Olivia, and it got some comments, but not like hundreds or anything. And then people started posting, like, on her Patreon she said this, on her Patreon she said that about different subjects. I'm like, oh man.
Okay. I see what you're
anyway,
saying.
No, but I know what you're saying. I do like Reddit for the tea. All right, give me the tea.
Oh yeah.
Somebody was with Julius in prison.
So this person's boyfriend went to prison with Julius, and myself and a lot of other people were totally expecting for her to say he was totally gay for play in prison, but that was not the
Wow.
case at all.
Okay.
The guy said he was a total dickhead, and he used to go around. I think the term was kicking boxes or something like that. And we're all like, what do you like? Is he physically? That means stealing stuff from other people's boxes, which I was not
Well,
surprised by
that's
that
a
at
good way
all.
to get your ass kicked.
Well, I don't know. Maybe that's why he has all the tattoos from when he got beat up and he had like a permanent scar. So he's like, oh, let me put a tattoo here, put a
A
tattoo
scar would
there.
look way better, Julius.
I
Way better.
agree. He looks like
So,
a fucking the top of a desk in like middle school. Kid writing all over it.
but yeah, you put money on my books, and that's why you're in the position you're in right now. So you shouldn't have given me money because then you'd have more money, and you shouldn't have liked me because then you wouldn't be pregnant. It's all your fault, you dumb hoe, is what he's saying.
And I hope that I still don't think she like comprehended what he said. Like, I really don't like you. I'm only here because you did stuff for me.
And she says, make it make sense. She said,
Yeah.
you make it sound like I don't do shit for you. And he goes, you're in my presence right now. What you talking about?
Wow. Like she's in the presence of royalty.
Just like he said to Ashley, he said, you get to be with me. You're so lucky. Like I'm the catch. And she goes, okay, I'm over this shit. So she walks out
Yeah.
and he goes, okay, but at the end of the day, you don't support me. You don't do nothing for me, but I still stick around and fuck with you.
Because you have no place else to live.
Oh, he's got lots of choices. He already told us. Lots of places he could be.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of places. He chooses to be there with her. So she says, oh my God, he's so arrogant. And he's actually lucky to be in my presence. It's actually a privilege to be with a woman like me. Now that's the thinking we need.
Yeah, but she said it, but she didn't say it with her chest.
She's still sad because she's pregnant. And so she's crying to the producers and saying, I can't even pay my school payment right now. And he's acting like I don't do shit for him. And he has the nerve to ask me to pick up more shifts when I already work full time. So he's standing out on the street waiting for his Uber or whatever. And she goes out there and goes, are you coming back? And he just shakes. And she goes, you're leaving. And she says, we have to figure things out because we have a baby on the way. And then she says, I feel like you're taking my energy wrong. I just want better for our kid, better than what we had. And he says, well, you make it impossible to do that with the way you be acting.
Wow. I mean, if he had said with the way you be cooking, I would understand that. But not the way you be acting. Like he had that all wrong. I would hate to see what she would do with a meatloaf. It would be pink. On the inside.
It would be very just eat the edges.
Yeah.
So in the talking head, the producers ask him, are you ready to be a father? And he goes, I'm gonna be ready for whatever. I mean, I'm gonna deal with it. I'm young or whatever. A lot of people be toxic. And she be toxic for sure.
And she's so not toxic.
She's just the opposite of toxic.
Yeah, she is. Oh, but you want to hear something funny?
Yes.
How and then you said how she needs color corrector, which she does.
Yes.
She actually has an esthetician license.
She does?
She do.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
She's got all sorts of careers to fall back on.
Yeah. And I think maybe that's her other job, maybe.
Yeah.
Might need to practice on herself a little bit, but
wow.
Yeah.
Maybe she does eyelashes on the weekend or something.
Maybe.
And so he says, I'm gonna be ready for whatever. I'm gonna deal with it, but I'm young and whatever. But a lot of people be toxic, and she be toxic for sure. He says, I think she like arguing. Like if I argue, then that's how you show love. But you don't have to do that with me. And now I feel like I got to get away and go do me for a minute. Sir.
Okay, so did you see the live that happened the other night?
No, who was live?
Alexis and Julius. She was kicking his ass out of the apartment.
Oh, okay. So I saw that clip that you sent me. Now I didn't watch the whole thing because I don't have time for that shit. But I did see a little bit, and he had trash bags, and which that made me happy.
I only saw the clips of it. I'm like, we all know he's going to be back in 3.5 days, but
Mhm.
sometimes you got to kick a man out a few times. So it's like a warm up for when you really do it. Cause she's just talking shit to him and he's like slowly just packing his bags in a trash
Well, he
bag
wasn't
and
gonna go
this,
fast.
this,
He
and
wasn't
that.
gonna go fast on it. He moves like a
No,
sloth.
no,
Yeah.
he does. Mm-hmm.
So the talking head, she says, I believe I deserve a healthy relationship and there's no more chasing him. I'm just gonna love myself and prepare to love this baby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, we hope that's true, but that's not what we see at the closing card.
Mm-mm.
All right. Let's move on to Quiana and Damodrick.
Okay.
Okay, so we start with her throwing his shit at him. And
Yep.
and she throws his Xbox out the door with a smile. So you know the Xbox wasn't in there. Because she would have thrown
Mm-hmm.
that Xbox with a smile on her face. It wouldn't have gone great.
Yep.
So he's saying to her, you did the same thing. You did the same thing. And talking head, she tells us when he was in the shoe. Now, not only was he in prison, he was in the
Right.
shoe. So she really couldn't
Yes.
get in contact with him.
Right.
She found out he was messaging with Jawaila. It's probably because of Jawaila's,
Mm-hmm.
disgusting tweets.
Yep.
So yeah, so I had a fling. Who cares? And he's just trying to justify his behavior. And if the roles were reversed and I was in prison, he could have never been faithful. He can't even be faithful when he's out and we're together. Which I
Yeah,
think
I
is
don't think it's cheating when the other person is in prison and you're not married.
I think this is a point that people need to make more often on this show.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If it was reversed and I was in
Yep.
prison, would you be faithful to me for 4 years?
Nope. Not for 4 months.
I mean, yeah.
They wouldn't.
No, they wouldn't.
No.
So
No.
he says, we just need to move forward. And she goes, but how can we move forward if you keep reaching back? And he goes, okay, so I guess we're separated. Now she is trying to get grandma's ring off her finger to throw at him. And he goes, well, while I wait for you to pull that off your finger, I'm going to drink your wine. Picks up her glass of wine and downs it.
I
And
would have
then
been
I
so
gets in his,
pissed
then
about
he gets
that
in his,
damn wine.
and then gets in his car to drive, which not great to do that on camera. But anyway, she throws the ring and he's like, oh, you're gonna throw it, and they're smiling the whole time, which is why I think it's fake.
Okay, so I was going to tell you that.
What?
I think every season we get played by a couple, and I think that we have gotten played by these two.
Mm-hmm.
And it dawned on me yesterday because I was scrolling through TikTok.
Yeah.
That's how I relax at the end of the night.
Yes.
And they were live together.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, okay, so they're together. And then, Jawaila did an interview and she said, basically, all of this was for pretend.
Mm-hmm.
I missed out on a good guy trying to basically make money by pretending to be in this situation, which I really wasn't. We just fucked. That was it.
They hunched. There
Mm-hmm. Was no trying to get back together. And then when you think about it, whenever he's with Quiana, you could tell he likes her. He touches her, kisses her, smiles. Not the same with Jawaila. Now, it might have been because of that horrible flesh-colored bodysuit. I wouldn't touch that either.
Mm-hmm.
But there's no chemistry there at all. None. She doesn't smile at him. He doesn't smile at her.
And she just got arrested.
Look, when you sent me that
rough.
mugshot,
that was
I was like, she has the wrong person. There's another Jawaila out there in the world. This is not her, because that looked like a whole crackhead.
It sure did.
It was bad.
Sure did. And she got these 3 kids, and she seems, what we've seen on TV, she seems like, decent mom and all that. So that was rough.
Yeah.
So in the talking today, he says, yeah, Jawaila is the mom of my kids. And yeah, one day things got out of hand and I regret it.
Mm-hmm.
And in the talking head, she cries and says, Quiana cries and says, I feel dumb. I feel sad. And I love him, but I think love is not enough. And then she dramatically gets his photo, turns it face down on the side table of her Airbnb where nobody lives.
Because that's when you know shit is over, when you turn down the framed photo.
That's it. That's it. So, okay, over at Jawaila's, she's self-filming and says, yeah, Damodrick was here last night, so now I'm putting all his clothes away for him. Quiana put him out because she found the text between us. I knew he'd be back, and I got what I wanted for my family to be back together. Okay. Which I was like, listen, well played. Well played.
Mm-hmm.
So over at Damodrick's dad's house, the kids are playing with dad. Dad's name is Jerry. I love Jerry, by the way.
He's funny.
Jerry's funny, and when he came outside later and was talking on those sunglasses, like, he's funny and he's stylish.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
He has better style than the majority of the male cast that we've
Yeah.
seen this season.
I like Jerry. So, the talking head, Damodrick says, I'm staying with Jawaila. And I had to rewind this a couple of times because I was watching the screener. I didn't have the closed caption, but he said, it sounded like I'm staying with Jawaila. And I watch the kids when she goes to work. And it does sometimes feel like family, but I am single and my title is single. My
Yes,
title.
that's exactly what he said. Yeah.
Not Mr. It's title. It's single. Single Damodrick.
It's single Damodrick. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's what it is.
And he says, my relationship with Jawaila is fine, but it's not like it is with Quiana. You know, the vibe is different. I'm in love with Quiana. That's the difference. So outside, stylish Jerry says, Damodrick needs to make the most honest decision for himself. You don't want to look back and regret something. But, staying single is also an option. That is his title, I heard.
Well, it should be all their options getting out of prison.
Yes. They got to get on that Keisha
The single
plan.
life.
That's right. So he calls Quiana and says he's coming over. Of course, we were tricked by Matt Sharp, as he does. We were tricked to think that he was calling a different girl, like a third girl, but no.
Maybe one of the other baby mamas.
Maybe, because we haven't seen them yet. So he calls Quiana and says he's coming over. And the talking head, she says, I do see him from time to time, and we do fool around, which I shouldn't. But it's hard to cut him off, and I'm trying. And she's like putting her mascara and stuff on in the mirror. And she says, we do talk every day, I guess. And when you see your life with someone, it is hard to turn that off. And you can't just leave each other alone all of a sudden. So I don't know. We'll see where it goes. And she flips the photo back over, Keisha.
Bitch, because y'all not broken up.
Because I don't think you ever broke up.
No, not at all. And I gotta say, in the live, they looked really happy together. Like, goofy, happy. I mean, they just did. But they're gonna be on Life After Lockup.
Yeah.
So we'll see how much they can fake it.
Yeah. I'm sure Jawaila will be like lurking in the corner, but we do need to know about her arrest. What was she arrested for? It was something with driving, but also maybe like she had drugs in the car or something.
Well, she looked like she was on drugs in that mugshot.
Yeah, she looked like she pulled that bodysuit up all the way up over her face. That was terrible.
Because the hair was sticking up and
it was all beige and it was all
Yeah, it was bad.
All right, let's move it on to Joey and Michael. Sadness. 2 days out of prison. Now, I don't know if this is a record, but is it a record on this show? 2 days?
Before what?
Before somebody just fucks up completely. Have we seen anybody fuck up in 2 days? 2 days. It's fast.
No, I don't think. Not fuck up this bad. I mean, we saw Julius in the parking lot of the prison drinking and smoking weed.
That was stupid.
That's fucking up. But not.
They only spent one night together.
Yeah.
But that was also like the girl that had the hair like the Sprite, and then that guy died. That they only spent one night together.
Who died?
Remember the girl, and she was the rapper?
Oh, Renika.
Renika.
Big Diva.
She was like the 7-Up hair. Yeah.
Yes, I remember.
And then he died. They only spent one night together too. And then he left and went to somebody else's. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Joey, 2 days out of prison for Michael. Joey's in the hotel and he says, no, I do not want to talk to Michael. All he has to say is bullshit. He's not ready for any of this. The talking head, Michael says, Joey is sad and hurt. And I feel bad. Like I broke his heart, but that's a pattern. I fuck up everything that's good for me. And I can't promise to never go back because I always break my promise. And I do love Joey, and I just don't want to take him down with me. And I feel like I don't deserve a good, happy, healthy life. Like, now this is where he got 6 metaphors confused. He says, I'm like the ugly duckling that doesn't grow up to be a princess because it's not my destiny. I can finish the story, but I can't pick up the pen and write it because it's already been written. What?
What? He tried so hard, baby. He really was trying, and he should have just stopped with, I'm just a total fuck up.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, that didn't. I was like, hey, did you already start smoking the meth right before this interview? Because none of that made
No,
sense,
but
bro.
it was on his mind, clearly.
Yeah, he
That's
couldn't
all
think
that
about
was
it.
on his mind. Yeah.
So he goes to meet with Spencer, his best friend, and he tells him that he broke up with Joey. And he says, I feel bad. And he goes, but he's the best thing that ever happened to me, but I just don't want to be in a relationship. And Spencer's like, well, I never really saw like that chemistry. Maybe you just don't want to be in a relationship with anybody. Spencer's trying to help him out.
And I
But you
felt
know,
the opposite way. I felt like Spencer wants to be with Michael.
oh yeah.
Yeah.
They're definitely gonna fuck later for sure. Because he's
Oh,
like,
yeah. I think that he wants he wants to be in a relationship with Michael.
but I mean, he's like, when are we gonna get to spend some real time together later?
Yeah. And Michael he's like, maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. He's like, I got some crack to smoke tonight, man. I'm busy.
Mm-hmm.
But he's drinking at the bar with his
Mm-hmm.
buddy, and they go in the bar. In the talking head, Joey says he wants to go use, and that's it. He wants to get away from me so he can
That's
go and
true.
use. I could see his buddy Spencer was kind of nonstop calling him,
Yep.
and you can't take it back. You know what you said. You can't take it back. That's how you feel. And I wasted a year of my life. I envisioned a lot of things. I had this whole life prepared. I'm in shock. And he's
Yeah.
crying. And he says, and now that I look at it, I'm like, was the whole thing a scam? I
And I
don't
don't
think it
think it
was
was a scam.
I don't know because I don't think he
No.
was like giving him tons of money or anything. I think he was
I,
just
I I think Michael really does love and like Joey as much as he can as a person, which
yeah,
is pretty below the bar for like a normal person. But
yeah.
I think that's all he's got. He needs therapy, clearly.
He only really likes and loves his mom, but not enough to stay straight.
Not even no. Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
And I think next to his mom, it's Joey. I think he really does love and like Joey.
Yeah,
He can't do
it's
it.
so now Joey's at home at his parents' house, and he's coming off his bedroom, which is off the kitchen, and he talks to his mom, and she hugs him, and she's like, "I hate that you're going through this pain," and he's crying, and she's like, you won't have to like do this, you don't have to use over it." He goes, "No, I wouldn't use
Yeah.
over it." He goes, "First of all, I wouldn't give him the satisfaction, but second of all, I'm in such a good headspace, other than
Mm-hmm.
this." And the talking head Joey says, I know Michael is used. Yeah, he told me. And the one time
Right.
I called him, he acted like I was bothering him. He was with his buddy Spencer. And, I'm terrified I'll be alone and I'll never find true love. And I'll
Hmm.
never find somebody that loves me the way that I love. But I'm not going to let this ruin me. I have a great family. I have a great support system of people who don't use that are sober. And Michael had all of it and he had a seat at my table, which was really a great point.
Wow.
Really
Yeah.
a great point. This is
Yep.
the kind
He
of
had a
confidence
chance.
we need. Yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Not the kind of confidence Julius has. We need this kind of confidence.
No, but I don't even. Is it really confidence what Julius has, or just complete and total delusion?
Good point. Good point. I think Julius was told his whole life how
He
good
was so
looking he is.
handsome. Yep.
Yeah. And that'll
Mm-hmm.
that'll do it, guys. Don't do that. Don't just
Yeah.
constantly tell people how good looking and perfect they are because they grow up to be a monster.
Kind of like how Rob from 90 Day Fiance.
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
And what did I title him? The tragic mulatto.
The what?
I'm so cute. The tragic mulatto. You've never
Did you
heard that term?
I've
The
never heard
tragic
that term.
mulatto.
Did you say that to him?
I said it around him, and Jake lost it. He was like, "Oh my god, that is exactly what he is. He's a tragic mulatto. I'm so beautiful. I'm so fair. Look at my green eyes. I'm so beautiful. Everyone hates me. Like life is not fair because everyone's jealous of me. Oh, this happened because I'm so wonderful and beautiful. Tragic mulatto. Keep it moving."
I've never heard that phrase, but it's pretty funny. So, mom says to him, she goes, "Well," in a typical mom fashion, just don't do this. Don't do this, mothers of the world. I speak for myself as well. "Well, I got to tell you, I never thought it would work. He's a con. I never trusted him. You trust too easy. He's a bad person. Are you stupid?" I mean, she's just like,
Yeah.
she's like
Yep.
pretending to clean the kitchen, but she's like, I knew it would never work. I never trusted him. I never
Yep.
liked that guy. That's not
Yep.
what you need to hear at the time. You just need to be like,
But
"I'm
that's what
sorry.
we say. It's like
Can't help it."
because we were thinking it the whole time. It's like finally I can say it. Yeah.
Yeah. Just keep it to yourself. Give it like 6 or 7 months, and then you can say it. I never liked that motherfucker.
Ooh, that's a long time. I say 2 weeks.
All right. Well, make sure they're really over him before you say it.
Oh, well, we may need a year for Joey to get over Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she says, do the next best indicated thing and forget about him. Okay.
Okay, so people cannot get over the mouth kiss shared between these two.
I didn't see that, or I just didn't notice it because I was writing notes. What?
Mm-hmm.
They kissed on the mouth?
Yeah. People had lots to say about that.
I mean, okay, I don't think that's that weird. I mean, I wouldn't do it, but that didn't mean anything. I mean,
well, the first time I ever saw a parent do that was I saw James's dad kiss him on the mouth. I was like, what the fuck is that? What is that? What is it? Wait, can we talk? Did anyone else see this happen? Like,
Keisha.
What? Huh? Oh boy, how do I get out of here? You know what I mean?
And do they still do that?
Well, shit, Jimmy's always trying to kiss me, so yeah, he's like, "Fuck James, where's my daughter-in-law?" But like sometimes Scholar and I will meet right there for a kiss.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I constantly try to kiss my children on the mouth or wherever they'll let me, and they're generally turning around. But yeah.
Scholar won't turn from a kiss or anything like that. She'll take a kiss. So, but it helps that when she comes in the house, I say, "Oh, hey, pretty." So of course she wants to kiss me.
Right. Yeah. Okay, interesting. No, I didn't notice it. You guys can like weigh in and let us know in the comments what you think about that. I just don't have an opinion. I think if that's what you do in your family, I've never really thought that's like. I guess when you get to be adult age, maybe it's a little strange, but like when my kids were little, like give me a kiss and kiss on the lips when they're little.
Absolutely, yeah. But you know what? For me, the older that I have gotten, the more it kind of makes sense to me, which is weird. I'm like, okay, I get it. You know what? That's still your baby.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't kiss my parents on the mouth.
I wouldn't either.
But I would kiss my kid, but not full on, but just like half the lip, maybe.
Yeah.
Half.
Yeah.
Maybe a corner.
My dad had a creepy friend. My dad had a creepy friend that would try to kiss me on the lips. Was a teenager.
Well, okay, now that's completely different. Like, what did someone call you earlier on the review? A pedophile? Okay, that's pedophilia a little bit. Yeah, I don't like that. I'm uncomfortable.
And I was always like, I like it. I good to see you.
No.
Bye. Yeah.
No, you don't kiss someone else's 16-year-old child.
No.
Lips.
Nope.
No.
Nope. Get your bourbon breath away from me, mister. Okay. So now if I told my parents that story, they would both go, that didn't happen.
They didn't know?
That's not true. That's not true. He wouldn't have done that. That's terrible.
Really?
Don't say those. Oh yeah. That didn't happen. Well, it did. It did.
Their reaction, you saying what the reaction would be is funny. Him kissing you on the lips, not funny at all.
No, gross. I mean, I didn't do a quick bob and weave, every time. I could see him coming like, here it comes. Ugh.
Ew.
Gotta go. Okay, so we hear ching bar door slamming, and we see Michael saying, "Yeah, I'm at St. Anthony's work camp. I started using right away when we broke up, like that same day. Like when you filmed me in the car, I was on my way to the dealer. By the way, where did he get that car?
It was his.
How did he have that car?
His mom had it for him.
Oh, okay. Well, good. Well, she shouldn't have done that. She should have made it.
No, he was not ready for that much freedom.
And he goes, yeah. And of course, I hooked up with people right away. I don't know, like every day, every other day. I don't know, just like 14 different guys. I don't know. Fuck, dude.
14? I've not slept with near 14 people in my life. That is a lot for a few days.
Do we know? We don't know how long he was out before he went back in. So I'm just trying to get did he bang 14 guys in 28 days? Was the 14 guys in 4 months? Like
that 14 guys in a year is a lot.
14 guys and he just like, I didn't count, but it was about 14 guys, man, give or take.
That's a lot of dick.
But listen, so he goes, I wasn't ready to give up my old ways. Like I wanted to party. And, I had a collision at a stoplight and we had to wait for the cops to get there. And so I had outstanding warrants. I had violated my parole. I'd only spent one night at the halfway house and never checked in with my PO.
He, like Joey said, he didn't even try.
And he goes, I'm fine with being in prison. Like, I don't know, I'm used to it here. Like, we already knew that he liked it. And he says to the camera, Michael says, Joey, I wish you would talk to me and I love you, but I got to get this out of my system. Who knows what could happen in the future? And did you notice that he was totally gray haired? Totally gray haired.
And skinnier too.
Yeah. Not good.
And here it is again. He only got 3 years. He's still not getting the book thrown at him.
No, only 3 more years after this. Yeah.
Only 3 more years. That's nothing to him.
It's bad. Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's get to Brooke, the merchandiser, and JK. So
she is one of the most unlikable people we've had on this show. Not just this season, this show, period. She irks me.
She irks me too, but I felt a little sorry for her this week. Just a little.
I mean, when she cried and then wasn't it raining at one point when she cried? I mean, that's sad and very MTV video.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I get it, but she's annoying.
I felt kind of bad for her. So now she's driving towards Alex's craptastic house. I wonder if she's ever seen this crack house to know that it's nothing to be jealous of.
No, you know damn well she's passed by that girl's house. Like she didn't even need directions. She knew exactly where to go. She didn't have to do GPS or nothing. She has been by there.
You're right. You're right. She's been inside when this girl went to work. Yeah, you're right.
Most
you're right.
Definitely. Yep.
You're right. What am I thinking? So Alex and JK are talking, and he says, he's trying to Alex, he's saying, I'm trying to differentiate. He didn't say differentiate, but that's what he meant.
No,
I'm trying to differentiate between lies and the truth because I know you're lying. Like, I know you're lying. And we were reminded that there's a recording of her saying she banged that guy 4 times, right. 38 seconds, whatever. So and she's going, no, I didn't. And he's like, I know you're lying. Yeah. So he says, look, I gave you everything. I mean, again, the ego.
Come on.
You're in prison, bro. Yeah. You're spending your prison money on face tattoos. And he says,
you mean those weren't free?
No, man. He had to do some shit for that. So he says, look, I gave you everything and you went with that guy. It's like trading in a diamond for scrap metal. Are you the diamond, JK? You're the diamond and her ex-husband who's not in prison is the scrap metal?
Yeah, he actually said that. Mm-hmm.
It's like
that's how he thinks of himself.
Okay, that's good. Have a good healthy self-worth. And he says,
right.
He says, Alex, I gave you a fair chance and you blew it. And I need you to respect that I'm with Brooke now and I'm trying to make it work with Brooke. And she says, she wasn't there when you were locked up and I messed up once and you left me and ran into someone else's arms. He didn't run anywhere. He was in prison. He run up and down the walls of the prison like, hey, I'm over here.
Yeah, you girls were having to hit a button to accept any of his phone calls. So, no, he didn't run.
Where could he run? Run up to the bars and say, let me out? Like, he can't run anywhere.
He can't even make a phone call unless it's time to make a phone call. Like, stop.
Yeah.
And once again, no Bonnie.
No.
No Bonnie.
So, Alex walks out and is crying, and we got a whiff of that garbage pile behind her in the garage. And she says, I love him, and I think he deserves better than Brooke. I think he deserves me. Again, these 2 women fighting over this man. And outside, he comes out, and he starts crying, and he says, you shattered me. You hurt me worse than I've ever been hurt. I'm tired of crying about it, and I don't want to cry anymore. I just want to be happy. I'm home. I'm happy. And he says, I have nothing. I just have my loved ones. And she says, well, being happy is what you want. And let me go. Because apparently I can't be that for you. And she walks off.
You're too busy fucking guys for 38 seconds. So, no.
And then she goes, come here, give me a hug. And he's like, no, which I liked.
You're trying to get me killed. So, I mean, he really went over there with the intentions of like, okay,
we're done.
You get to see me, but we're done. Which for some odd reason, guys do that. Like, let me go see her. She's blowing up my phone. Let me go see her and tell her it's really over. But his whole life was in danger by doing this.
Yeah. by standing in the front yard talking to her, his whole life is in danger. Yeah, because I think Brooke would commit a vehicular homicide. She'd just go right.
Think she would catch it. Yeah, it would be worth catching a case for her. She's about that life. Like, I mean, fuck them kids. Like, I got to do this.
Bryson and Braylon and Britton,
all the breeds. Yeah.
So on the phone, Brooke calls Bonnie. So we get Bonnie on the phone. And he's like, I just left my job to go and find him. He's over at Alex's house. I mean, I'm going to lose my damn job over this. He wants his cake and eat it too, but he can't have this cake no more. Okay.
No one believes you, Brooke.
So now we're led to believe that all these people can afford Ubers, but they're in the back of production cars because how else do they have cameras on them? Okay,
because I was wondering the same damn thing. I'm like, he's got an Uber XL, because when it's that big, it's an XL. You know, you discovered in New York City. I've never ordered an Uber.
No, Keisha doesn't know how to get an Uber.
Yeah, we drive. We drive everywhere we go. So I'm like, that is an Uber XL, which is the most expensive one, right?
It is, yes.
Okay, all right. Yeah, he can't afford that. No.
So there's cameras on him. And so she calls him and goes, hey, what are you doing? He goes, oh, I just coming from a job search, love. And she goes, oh my God, you're lying. You were at Alex's location. I got your location. You on a tracker. I got you on a tracker. And he goes, what am I, like a dog? You're tracking me? Like I'm not even out of prison. You're tracking me? And she goes, shut up. Let's meet up in Waco. Because we got cameras set up there already. So
at this one restaurant. Only go to this one restaurant. If you go to the restaurant to the left, you fucked everything up.
Yeah,
like,
right.
We can't get film.
So they go meet up this place in Waco. And in the talking head, he goes, wow, her tracking me is like crazy. Like, you know, I love her and everything, but we got to figure it out. The funniest thing is like, you don't have my location. She's like, yes, I do, you dumbass. I put it on your phone.
She's one of the smart ones who did it before she gave him the phone. Not like Alexis, who says, hey, can we share location? Fuck, bitch, all right, you should probably have that done. What do you mean, can we share? On a mechanism that you pay for.
I love when she's like, I'll share my location with you to tell you where I am in Waco. But you don't fucking track me. So she comes into this lunch spot and you know it's serious because she takes off her glasses.
Yeah.
Now, when she did that, I felt a little sorry for her.
Well, I didn't know if that meant she was getting ready to fight. Because, you know,
I thought she needed to leave room for the crying.
That's what it turned out to be. But I mean, with Brooke, you never know. It could have been tears or a fight. Or it could have been both. In her case.
Yeah.
She was hurt.
And he says, I have to explain to you the reason I went to Alex's was to close that chapter and tell her she had the chance, but she fucked it up. And because everybody wants some of this, and I'm with you. And I told her she needs to respect that I'm with you now. Well, then you don't need to get on the phone with Alex and make these flirty phone calls saying, "Ooh, what are you going to do when you get over here?" and all that. You don't need. You're part of this. It's not just like Alex was stalking him and he was no part of it. He was calling her too. And she goes, "I need you to tell me exactly what happened, and also it was filmed, so I will know." And he says, I went in and said my piece with her, and then I left. And I love you, and I want to prove it to you. And she says, well, going to see your ex is not the way to do it.
It's not.
And so she walks out, and he follows her out of the restaurant. And he says, I was just trying to close the chapter so I can, and I want to tear down the walls around your heart so we can build a life together. And she goes, well, too fucking late.
No one believes that.
No one believes that, bro. So the talking head, she says, he broke my trust. The trust is out the window now. I feel betrayed. We had an agreement that he would not see her and none of this would happen, but he just don't care.
He's just really dumb and bored.
Yes, he needs a job. And so when she says, too fucking late, but then they get in the car together and she lets him drive. So clearly everything's fine. So
these women love letting these men who are not on their insurance drive their cars.
Why is she like too fucking late? You fucked it up, but here's the keys. Let's go home. So
because she's tired. She just drove an hour over there.
That's true. She's got to take a break. She's got a vape in the side.
Yes.
So in the car, he says, I baby, I love you. I'm going to do whatever it is to make sure to get your trust.
Mhm.
And then she drops him off at his mom's house, and she goes, okay, well, I guess I'll see you later. I got to go get the boys, Braylon and Bryson and
Mhm.
all that. And he says, tell Braylon, Bryson, whoever, tell the B kid, we're going fishing, and not we might, but we are. Well, you better do it between 8 and 5 because that's the only time you got.
I heard fishing's real good in the morning, so that's convenient.
That's where you need to go.
I don't know if that's true. That's just what I've heard. So,
I
and I think that he will be, for some odd reason, I feel like he would be a good father figure.
Yeah,
I mean, besides the whole part of I've been to prison and those crimes, I think he will try to do for the boys.
I think if he can get on a tattoo removal
journey,
just so start with the face. Move it on down to the neck. Do a Pete Davidson. Start with the most egregious ones.
Ooh, yeah.
Can you believe Pete Davidson's gotten most of those tattoos removed? Can you imagine?
I heard that shit hurts.
Yeah, and he's like his whole body.
Yeah.
So she says, all right, bye. And he says, tell him we're going fishing. And talking head, she says, I can't believe he would have the nerve to do what he did. And I don't know what to do. So she's at a loss.
You sign up for the next season of Life After Lockup. That's what you do.
That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go to Brooklyn and Brian. I kind of actually liked her.
I saw them on live last night, yeah.
I kind of liked her a little bit this week. Okay, what were they doing on live?
I did too. Well, for one, she looked good.
Well, yeah, she had a 2-piece outfit get up instead of a unit, so that was good.
Her hair looked good.
Her hair looked good.
Mm-hmm. Her makeup looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Someone actually said in the comments, well, why did you look this good during the season?
Not nice. What did they say on live? Did you see them say anything of note?
They are still together.
Yes, good.
But he wasn't on the live, but she was on the live. And I mean, she just looks so different. It's bizarre. And the only thing that she really said was that, I looked like that because we have like 2 weeks notice and we can't change things. And
yeah,
girl, you were just a hot, lazy fashionista, not mess.
Did she mention, did anybody ask about her dirty house?
Not while I was on there. And I might have been on there like 7 minutes.
Oh, okay. All right.
No. I was tempted to, but the house still looked kind of dirty from what I saw.
Yeah. If you've got that a trust fund, can you hire a housekeeper? Just like once a month. We just do a quick clean.
Just buy a new house.
Like I said, the
money she would spend at getting someone to come clean, it's like, God damn, that's a down payment for a new house.
I don't know if I told you the story about here at this beach house, there was a roach.
You did tell me that. You were freaking the fuck out.
I was like, well, that's it. Burn the house down. I got to call 911. It's over. I gotta leave. I'll see you guys in Alexandria. And I drowned it with wasp spray, which is all I had. I was like,
you do what you got to do.
And left it in the kitchen. I was like, I'm gonna deal with that tomorrow because
that is a tomorrow issue.
I got to make sure that shit is all the way dead. So now every time I go in the kitchen, I do a lot of like stomping and theatrics to make sure anybody in there knows I'm coming.
I don't blame you at all. I do not blame you.
Okay. So all right, Brooklyn and Brian. So Brian and his buddy Adrian are in the car and they've gone to look at the strip club from the outside.
Yeah.
Okay. Because they were going to go in there for 5 minutes, grab some wings, see one booby shake, and then walk out. So,
not enough time.
So he says, man, it's 2:36. Like, I got to get home. Because remember, he has to be home at 3.
Right.
And he's like, he looks at the thing and he was like, Waze says 27 minutes. Well,
yeah. We don't know how far away the home is or anything
like that. Well, he said 27 minutes.
Oh, that's right. When she called, he's like, yeah, I'm 26 minutes away. Yeah. Okay.
Have you ever seen anything cuter in your life than this dog? Look at her.
Yes, my dogs.
Okay. All right.
And she's been such a good girl.
I know. Well, because she's exhausted from all her 12 hours of sleep last night. She's exhausted from that.
Okay.
So, in the talking head, he goes, in the heat of the moment, I thought this is if you're watching on video, in the heat of the moment, I thought it was a good idea to go to the strip club, but I decided it wasn't a good idea. This man Can't keep his eyes open. They are fluttering and rolling in back of his head. And this must just be his mannerisms because he probably does
I
get
think
drug
it is.
tested with his PO and stuff. But
Yeah.
wow,
I think that's just how he is, unless he's got that, like, what is that disease where a person is always about to fall asleep?
narcolepsy.
Yeah, that right there. He's just fighting it the whole time. I gotta stay up. I gotta make this check. I gotta make this money. I can take that when I get home. I just got. And imagine being in a car. You have it too. Like, I mean, I get sleepy on a car ride. So
Me too.
You guys have. If you're not watching the video, stop what you're doing and go on YouTube right now, just so you can see the reenactment of Brian.
But that's what he does. So Brooklyn calls him and goes, "What is the deal?" And he goes, "It's traffic, bro. It's traffic, bro." And she goes, "Why is your location not on?" He goes, "I don't know. Maybe because we're driving so fast." And she says, "This is not a game." And Adrian's going, "Hang up on her. Just hang up on her."
He is not a good friend.
No, he is not. And the talking head, she reminds us, if he's late, even 1 minute coming back to my house, if they call him and he is not in his exact location, he's going back to the halfway house.
Yeah.
So Adrian pulls up in the grass and she was like, "That motherfucker did not just pull up on my grass."
That would have pissed me. I mean, but he's trying to get as close as he can to the front door so Brian can make a very slow dash to the house.
Well, because he's not going to run. But anyway, he calls the officer and says, "I'm at my house." And is it exactly like 3:00 on the dot?
Yeah.
And so she is like, "I can't believe this. You're trying to take my man. Da, da, da. He's going to halfway." She's yelling at him and he says, "You slowed the process. You're the reason we're late." And he's laughing at her. And he's like, "You are so irritating. Can you come close this door to this car?" She's like, "Arr.
Yeah.
Don't park on my grass." I was like, these two hate each other.
I couldn't believe that she actually walked out there and closed his door.
I would have been like, "Fuck off, lean over and close it."
I would have been like, "You better let the wind blow it closed because I'd be damn if I'm about to walk out there and close your fucking door."
So he tells her, Adrian wanted to take me to a strip club. And she goes, "What, just to look at the building?" And she goes, "That doesn't make any sense." And she goes, "I don't want you hanging."
Literally what they did.
And that's what they did. And she goes, "I don't want you hanging out with him because you're holding back the truth. You said you went to the mall and now you went to look at a strip club from the parking lot." And he goes, "I should have gone in that bitch." And she goes, "Come on now." And she goes, "It's about trust and I can't trust you. If I can't trust you, what are we doing? I want it to last. I want us to have kids. I want it to be forever." And he says, "Well, you say all that, but you bitch and complain. And it was like 3:00, but I was on time." Now, you skated that within 12 seconds. Now, come on now.
And to me, if you get there at 3:00, you're late.
Yeah. I mean, you're supposed to be there. And so she says, "I don't want to be without you. I'm used to having you here.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm tweaking out, because if you don't get here on time, then you have to leave." And he says, "I appreciate you so much. I really do. And I want to thank you and everything." He says, "But my whole life I was independent. And now you're up the crack of my ass when I have some independence."
And
she goes, "I don't mean to be up the crack of your ass." I was like, is this what we're saying now?
Yeah. And bro, the amount of times that we have heard bro this season,
it's like being in my house, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, mine too, because Mila bros all of us. I said, who the fuck bros their grandmother?
Bro.
She does.
Bro. And she says, so they hold hands and he's like, "Look, if we could just communicate, like, I think everything's going to be okay." And she says, "Yeah, you got to tell me what you're doing." And then she says, "And I'm upset because I got my period. I'm sad about that." Because of course they're trying to have a baby, even though he's been out of prison a month. And then she says, like, "I worry I'm going to let you down if I can't have kids. Like, what if I can't get pregnant?" Girl, you're 27 and you already have a kid.
I still don't think they're pregnant now.
But what do you think something has happened in her
female health?
No,
yes.
That she is not going to, that she's not going to be able to easily get pregnant.
Right. Yeah.
So we get a cute scene of her daughter, whose name I forgot. Can you remember her name? Can't remember.
But I love the dynamics between her and Bestie.
I like that with her and Bestie too. And at first I was like, why are you letting this grown man talk to your daughter? But now it seems like he really is kind of a father figure.
And he seems to really like her and she really likes him. Like it's genuine. And he looks up and alert.
He looks awake. He looks awake.
Yeah.
And And I think because he's so childlike, he really relates with her.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah.
And they take Brooklyn breakfast in bed, which was totally fake because she's like, "Ooh, let me wake up in my perfectly done hair wrap that I slept
And
in."
glossy lips.
Yeah, no cute head wrap is gonna stay on your head while you sleep like that. But that was cute. It's still the
Nice
bedroom is
try. Yes.
disgusting. Disgusting. Dirty.
Yeah, it is.
So in the talking head, he says, I made it through prison and I want to spread positivity to other people. And my job is to keep Brooklyn sane. I got to keep her sane so she doesn't tweak out, which is kind of funny.
I kind of got to agree with him. I think he is most definitely the calm and she is definitely the storm.
That was kind of funny.
She's on 10.
So in the talking head, she says, Brian and I, we're like Beyonce and Jay-Z. We're a power couple. And I want to get a
God.
crazy wedding and have 2 more kids and a new house with a full-time housekeeper. That's what I want. Okay. Well, we want that last part.
We want that for you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Will and Courtney is going to be our last couple here. And here we go.
Okay.
All right. All right. Keisha.
Mm-hmm.
2 things. The girl that wrote me that told me I didn't know about AA, which is correct, also told me that in halfway houses, they will absolutely not give you trazodone. They want to make you uncomfortable, not comfortable. I told her the reason. So first of all, somebody wrote that to us and said she could have been acting that way because sometimes at these places they will give you somebody wrote that to us and that was their experience. My experience was my husband was in treatment for 90 days in Utah. They gave them trazodone every night for the people that couldn't sleep.
Okay.
It's my experience.
But this person said you were wrong.
This person said I was wrong. And their experience may be that they've known people in halfway houses that was not like it wasn't like Harry's halfway house where they're banging and getting drugs and having chicken sandwiches. But and Courtney's may be that they gave him meds to sleep, but this person had a different experience. And so guess what? Everybody can be right.
Everybody can be, and that's fine.
And that's fine.
It's fine.
But I will tell you this. More than one person reached out to me to tell me that I was wrong about something. And I'm very upset that 2 episodes ago, when she was sucking on his fingers in the car, and I saw it on that Love After Lockup group as well. So not only did several people reach out to me, I also saw it on the Love After Lockup group. When that camera was at that weird angle and they're both like leaned back in the car, he had his hand in her pants.
And she sucked the finger.
And that's why she was sucking on his fingers. And they showed it. And apparently, for neither one of us to get that.
I'm glad we didn't get it.
Oh, my God.
Because I just threw up in my mouth a little bit and swallowed it. Yuck.
Yeah. So a couple of people reached out and were like, LOL, that you either Keisha just didn't tell you because she didn't want to upset you.
No, because I live for a moment to upset her. Like any opportunity that I get, I will upset her. But no, I mean, I saw him feel down there, because like a thigh rub or something. But I had no clue he was slipping in the digits.
And then she was sucking his fingers.
I am happy to have gone the 45 years I've been here on Earth, and I hope I live another 90 years. And I never need to know what my vagina tastes like.
Ew, no.
Well, that's what she did.
I know. Ew.
No,
God.
And for people that do that, good for you. I will just stick to sucking on popsicles, lollipops, and all those good fruity things. I don't want to know.
Disgusting.
I don't want to know.
Okay, now Violet, if you're going to,
and Violet don't want to know either. She's like,
So we open this with these 2 having a fight at the deli shop. They were she was mad. They were at the deli shop having a date, and the fact that he had said, like, are you on drugs? So on the talking head on the street, she was like, I never asked you, I never asked for $1 while I was in prison because he knew I had people taking care of me and he was okay with that, but now he's not. Now, in the talking head in the blue shirt that she's wearing, she says, I don't know. I accumulated about $25,000 from those guys, but and she was only in prison, 1 year. 1 Let me tell you something. If you go to prison and you're a real cute girl, you could make more money than you could on the outside.
God dang, I'm just like, I mean, that's not a bad gig right there. Like,
not a bad gig.
$25,000.
And she says, and but I had to spend about $1,500 a month on like, clothes and makeup and commissary and stuff. So I probably saved maybe $1,400, but like, why does it matter? He didn't give it to me. Like, who cares? And the talking head, he goes, we never argue like that. And, I'm bummed out. But the good things about diamonds is the retail value stays high. Like, oh, now he's all cool. And then he's like, he almost sucks his entire face off with his vape. And then we see him, it's like dramatic. Like he's chasing her and she's at the bus stop and it looks like she's going to get on the bus. And it's like a fucked up Lifetime movie. Yes. So but he prevents her from getting on the bus. And he goes, now, why are you demanding to see like my wallet and saying I'm broke? And she goes, when we get in this car, because I am going to take the ride because I don't want to take this. But when we get in the car, we're not talking. You can stick your hand in my pants, but we're not talking. And as they're about to get in the car, the lady comes out. Your sandwiches are ready.
That was the best part of the whole episode for me.
I forgot they even ordered sandwiches.
I didn't because, I'm always thinking about food.
Yeah. A turkey club sounds good. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, she needs a big tip for that. Like, she seriously. Funny. And then I want to know what exactly did they have on the turkey sandwich too. Like,
I know, because I would be turkey club, no tomato.
Me too. I don't like tomatoes. Yeah.
So he says, he does worry that Courtney could reoffend, and today is the last day he's going to be there with her because he can't take her back with him because of the interstate compact. And so this is the next morning, by the way.
Right.
So she comes out to the car from the halfway house, and he apologizes to her and was like, I missed you last night. Her way of dressing is so fascinating to me because the day before she was dressed like a total, I don't know, hood rat or like she was going to jump on the back of a Harley. And today she's dressed like a Amish school teacher.
Like the top was cute because I like those kind of sweater tops with the collar, but I like for my collar to be a little bit blinged out. But then she had on ripped jeans.
Well, it was a sweater and a shirt underneath and ripped jeans because later,
is that what it was?
Yes, later she takes the sweater off and it's a full shirt under there. Yeah. Okay. So,
I mean, he was the one buying her clothes.
Right. So she just had to go with what was in the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So he says, I'm apologizing to you. Like, I really missed you last night. I'm sad that you weren't with me. Mm-hmm. And her talking head, she goes, I feel very insecure about our relationship right now. Like, I can't believe he thinks I would jeopardize my freedom by using drugs. So then he goes, so you got any plans for today? I mean, you're driving.
And have the money.
You got any plans for today? And she goes, I don't know. What do you want to do? And he goes, we could light some candles. We could take a bath. Because, of course, he's only thinking about sex.
Yeah.
And she goes, you're kind of in the doghouse with me. And I don't need to deal with like this stress, meaning with them. She goes, I haven't been out a whole week. And I got to be worried about getting a job and getting clothes and getting necessities to like live life. And she says, but I also don't want to be mad.
Right.
But I also want that sweatshirt. Can I have that sweatshirt when you leave? And he goes, yeah, it's my favorite sweater, but you're my favorite person.
I thought that was so sweet.
Okay, but she says sweatshirt. He says sweater. And later at the airport, when he leaves, he's wearing that sweatshirt.
I thought it was a different one. It was seemed like a different color to me.
But she's wearing a giant sweater. So I'm wondering if he had a sweater to go over that sweatshirt and she took that. It was confusing. Ooh, also a bunkie wrote me to tell me that hotel they were staying at is really a very fancy hotel. Definitely the nicest
we
hotel.
could tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she said you made a joke about it. Them getting married in the basement of a Hampton Inn. I said, well, I call everything a Hampton Inn. We could tell it was nice.
Yeah, but we could tell it was. We said that when they first got there, like this is a really nice hotel wherever they are.
A big step up.
Yeah.
So, he gives her the ring back. Can I put this back on your finger? And so they seem fine. So then she says, well, you need to be punished for last night. And he's like, ooh, you could tie me up. The two of these laugh like maniacs. Every time either one of them makes a slight joke, they just throw their head back and laugh.
They laugh like an 80s cartoon supervillain.
Yes, they do. So
they
get to the room and he shows her the shibari ropes. And I don't know why they're shibari ropes or whatever. And so they play with them and he like says, I'm thinking like this. He goes, maybe this won't be sexy at all. And she's got her clothes on. He's putting them on top of her clothes and they make out and whatever. Next thing we see, they're getting dressed. So they've used the ropes. So she's getting her clothes back on. And now they're headed to the airport to take him to the airport. And so he's like, oh, what are we going to do? She goes, well, I'm going to go with you. And then I'm going to grab a ride home with production because I can't get an Uber or whatever.
Yeah.
So they say they're going to miss each other. And he's like, I hope you're going to be able to come, to be with me like in the next month, hope we're going to get this worked out since we got married. And he's saying to her, like, don't buy more than like 2 suitcases full of stuff. Cause like, I don't have status like that where you can bring more than 2 suitcases on the plane. And she says, are you going to leave me a card? Like what's the plan for how I'm going to have any money?
Okay. I thought she said car.
Card.
Got you. That makes a lot more sense to me. Okay.
And he says, I'm going to give you a card, but try not to put more than $1,000 a month on it.
Okay. I mean, that sounds reasonable. I mean, she's not paying for
rent.
No bills.
Probably no bills, we assume.
Yeah.
But also if she's going to be staying there for a month, I hope she's just like working on her sobriety and stuff because she can't get a job there if she's about to move. Yeah.
Unless she picks like a waitressing job or something like that.
And you get some experience.
Just make some,
So it's like, I'm going to miss you, blah, blah, blah. And she says, can you trust me 1,000 miles away? He goes, well, yeah, I think I can. And she goes, I know I can trust you because there's no coming back from this. The shibari ropes were cool. And they laugh like maniacs.
So funny. They are
which is a good point. I think she got him totally digmatized. She's like,
oh yeah.
She's like, I don't have to worry about you sneaking around because no other girl's going to be doing this shit. Yeah.
Nor some of the car stuff y'all were doing.
The car stuff. So in the talking head, she says, yeah, in prison, I would have sugar daddies. We would do calls and video calls and stuff. And one time one of them came to visit. That was cool. But my connection with Will was so deep. I knew I wanted to spend my life with him. And I always worried that I would find my soulmate. But now I think I have. And that's when I noticed he was wearing the sweatshirt he said he would give her. But then she was wearing a sweater and he had said sweater and she said sweatshirt. So maybe it was a sweater. So they say goodbye. I love you, blah, blah, blah. And the talking head, he says, I hope that there are many pros with her living in the halfway house. She did act a bit weird the last couple of days, but I think we're going to be able to make it through. Well, she is weird. And so are you.
I think she is too. Yeah. I think they're both the same level of weird.
We roll right into the closing cards. Courtney was arrested 6 weeks later. Will and Courtney's story will continue on Life After Lockup. Was she arrested because she had warrants on those stolen cars? Because she didn't look drugged out in that mugshot. What do you think?
That's what everyone's trying to figure out. I don't know, because remember them saying that as long as she was there, they would not arrest her for the other warrants.
So she's in Portland and it's okay for her to go to California, but she can't go to Washington State because that's where the
she would be
are.
Arrested. Yeah. So
what if she accidentally veered into Washington, had to go to a rest stop and got arrested? We won't find out. We won't know till August. Okay. Also on the closing cards, Quiana is rekindling her relationship with Damodrick, who now lives with his dad. And sometimes Jawaila. We don't believe this. We think it's all lies.
I think they are happy and doing well. It's kind of like Louis and
Melissa.
Yeah, how it was just fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're totally fine. Brian is off house arrest. He and Brooke are still trying to conceive. Now, no, sorry, he and Brooklyn, sorry. Brian and Brooklyn. What was interesting was because the concern was, like her dad said, once he goes off house arrest and is in the real world, then that's going to be the real test. But it seems like still they're fine.
Okay, it's according to the live last night, they're together.
All right. Brooke and JK's story will continue on Lalu.
Can't wait.
It didn't say.
No updates.
It doesn't say Brooke continues to work as a merchandiser and JK got new teeth. Their story will continue. Nothing. Just their
Nothing.
story will continue, and we see her with a bunch of pregnancy tests.
Oh God.
Savannah and Bradley stopped speaking. They're both single. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a
Very
good update.
good. Mm-hmm.
Ashley has a new boyfriend and covered up her Julius tattoo with the big flower. Also good.
Smart. Yep.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley has a new boyfriend. Okay, we said that. Alexis and Julius are back together. Duh.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis gave birth to their daughter named Juliana.
Why would she give him
Why?
that kind of credit by naming the baby
I know.
Julie anything?
Because
Yeah.
that's going to be her baby forever, and he's not going to be around.
Mhm.
She should have named that baby whatever was the dream name she had for a baby her whole life. She should
Yeah.
have gone with her dream, not
I agree
his.
100%. Yep. Because you know that was all him.
Oh, yeah.
Juliana. Yeah.
So, but let me tell you something. When they showed that picture of that little baby in that little cardigan sweater, oh,
I love a baby in a cardigan.
that little baby in the little
Cute.
cardigan with the cute little hat. Oh,
Yep.
all right. So that was cute. They did produce a cute baby. Joey is sober and has not spoken to Michael. Michael was charged with drug possession with intent to distribute, and he is set for release in 2029. And he was fully gray-haired and looked cracked out in that picture.
He looked like he was on Ozempic.
Yeah, he looked like he was on Ozempic and had dyed his hair gray.
Yeah.
Like, how did his hair get so gray so quick? How old is he? Like 30 something?
He's not even at 40.
Yeah, let me look really quick because I got to see how old he is.
I mean, he's been living a hard life.
40 years old. So 40 years old and fully gray and looked like cracked out. I am concerned Michael won't be with us much longer. That is sad.
Not if he keeps going the way that he's going. Nope. Mm-mm.
It's interesting too. We never heard when he got out of prison. He didn't say like prison is great because you can get everything you want there. Drugs, men, blah, blah, blah. He never said that.
But he did say that.
He did say
while he was in prison.
He said you can get everything.
I don't know about
the drugs. Is what
yeah, that's why he thrived in prison. I don't think he could say the drugs.
Yeah.
But when he said everything that he loves is right there. Well, we know he fucking loves drugs.
Yeah.
And I heard it's pretty easy to get drugs in prison.
Listen, I've watched Orange is the New Black, and I've watched
me too.
60 Days In, 30 Days In, whatever that show is. And then what was that show that we watched that was so good? When I was looking for something for us to cover, and I was looking for like prison shows, it popped up. Was that experiment that they did where they let the prisoners run the prison?
That wasn't me and you.
We didn't cover it, but you watched it.
Oh, I did?
Yeah, you watched it.
Oh, yeah. And they had that gray-haired guy that thought he was the boss.
Yeah.
Old school or something like that they called him. Yes. That was a good one.
That was really good.
Love it.
And they showed us how they did everything in there too. Yeah. Oh my God. Well, we've talked a long time, Keisha. And what's going on your podcast this week? The Libra Lounge with Keisha, guys. What's happening?
Y'all
gonna be talking about the trip,
of course. Yeah, we have to talk about the trip most definitely. But this week we are adding a new show, where we're going to be taking questions from. I never say fans. That sounds funny.
Listeners,
our listeners, where our listeners get to email us any kind of questions that they want to ask. Advice questions, preferably not questions about us, but like advice or maybe something that's going on in pop culture, movies and stuff like that. So we're going to be adding that show this week. It doesn't have a name or anything like that, but that's going to be new. And we're also going to be doing 1,000 Pound Sisters recap. And then starting next week, we're going to be recapping Mama June as well.
What about that? So our TLC person told you that 1,000 Pound Roomies was really good. You can cover that too?
Yes, because 1,000 Pound Sisters is getting ready to end.
And then
I think that's going to take its place. Yeah.
Okay. Well, yeah, we've heard that's really good too. All right, let's come up with a name for this question segment. Is it going to be a whole separate show?
Yeah, it could be Questions with Keisha, but questions with a K.
That's what I was thinking, because Questions and Keisha goes together, and you could just be like KW UES. You're gonna have to
We'll
think about the
figure it out.
spelling.
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think
We've
so
watched
too.
we've watched this show long enough to come up with some creative spellings of things.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because look at the people that we cover. Like,
Well,
look at
that's what
the
I'm saying.
spellings of some of the names that we've
Mhm.
seen. So,
Look,
come on.
Bradley can't even put the E in his name.
I mean, it just said fucking E. I don't like the letter E. I think E is pretty ridiculous. So, no E for you.
That's just one more thing for my hand to write. I'm tired.
Exactly.
I'm tired.
I just have the Y left in me.
Bradley with his stupid face piercing. All right. Everybody follow Keisha, the Libra Lounge with Keisha, questions with Keisha, all the things, Keisha. And follow me, Pink Shade Pod. And like I said at the beginning, if you want, if you skipped all that, we had some programming announcements. And if you want the updates on that, you got to follow me on Instagram to get the weekly little square where I tell you what's happening, because there are going to be some slight changes. And if you subscribe to the newsletter, you will also get it there. Guys, the newsletter is easy breezy. It's not anything. We don't sell your information. Just click it and then you'll see what's happening on the show. Even Keisha said she reads it, guys.
And discount codes are on there.
Yeah.
And all kinds of, I read it every single Monday.
All of that stuff. All right. I can't believe it. Okay. I will see. Oh, I'll see you this week, Keisha, for the Valley. Keisha and I are covering the Valley on Wednesdays on Pink Shade Prime on the $10 level. Okay. Bye.
Bye.